Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brandon Wood, and this is Critical Failure. Sorry, my voice sounds weird to me. It's like all clogged up and stuff, which is really weird to me. But yeah, I did make a video yesterday. I've been like exhausted. Yesterday at work was just really tiring for me. But I'm doing the makeup video today, and then right after this, I'm going to be doing my guitar video. Record these both, and then start uploading this, and then my guitar video right after. So let's get right into it because I actually have a somewhat busy day today. We are on Zuggtmoy, Zuggtmoy. I say that. The queen. I want to say the queen of fungi, but she's a demon. It says specifically the demon queen of fungi, and the lady of rotten decay. So I'm thinking Namria, I believe it is from Skyrim. Uh, she's an alien-like creature whose only desire is to infect the living with spores, transforming them into her mindless servants and eventually decomposing the hosts for the mushroom molds and other fungi that she spawns. She's utterly inhuman, and she can mold her fungoid form to an approximation of a humanoid shape, including the skeletal thin figure that is depicted in most grimoires in ancient art, draped and veiled in mycelia and lichen, or lichen. She Most of her appearance and her mannerisms are exactly like that of the people and things that she infects and turns a mockery of human life or humanoid life, and it's many facets. Uh, Her cultists typically follow her unwillingly, usually infected by like a mind control spore or something like that, and they just end up doing her bidding until they eventually turn into like quite literal spores. uh, uh, like Jublex, her layers within Shed Kala and consists of 24 mushrooms, pale yellow and rancid brown. The massive fungi are some of the largest, or her principal layer is her palace on Shed Kala, I'm sorry. Uh, these massive fungi are some of the largest in existence. They are surrounded by a field of acidic puffballs and poisonous vapors. The mushrooms are all interconnected by bridges of shelf fungi, countless chambers which have been hollowed out by inside their rubbery, fibrous stalks. Her layer actions. On an initiative count of 20, losing ties, Zuggtmoy can take a layer action, causing one of these following abilities, but not the same ability two times in a same effect twice in a like. Hold on. Oh, can't use the same 2 rounds in a row. Sorry, I was reading that really wrong. One of them is Zuggtmoy causes 4 gas spores or violet fungi. I thought it said violent to appear in the unoccupied space that she chooses within her layer. They vanish after an hour. Up to 4 plant creatures that are friendly to Zuggtmoy and that Zuggtmoy can see use her reactions to move up their speed and walk and make 1 weapon attack. I just imagine them walking. It's incredible. Just uproot themselves and start walking. Zuggtmoy uses either her infestation spores or her mind control spores centered on a mushroom or other fungus within her layer instead of on herself. And the regional effects. Molted fungi grow on surfaces within 6 miles of the layer, even where they should normally find no purchase. Plant life within a mile of the layer become infested with parasitic fungi, slowly mutating as it's overwhelmed. If a humanoid spends an hour within a mile of the layer, must make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw to descend into the madness of Zuggtmoy, and if they succeed, they're immune to it for 24 hours. As Zuggtmoy dies, effects fade over 1d10 days. The madness of Zuggtmoy, 1 through 20, on a D100. I see visions of the world around me that others do not. 21 through 40, I periodically slip into a catatonic state, staring off into the distance for long stretches at a time. 41 through 60, I see an altered version of reality, with my mind convincing itself that things are not true even in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary. 61 through 80, my mind is slipping away and my intelligence seems to wax and wane. Yeah, I feel that one. 81 through 100, I am consistently scratching out unseen fungal infections. That one's kind of creepy. But we're about to get into her stats. She honestly seems like something straight out of a nightmare. I would actually be afraid to see Zuggtmoy. I can show you a picture of her. Actually, hold on one second. Let me find the picture again. Scroll out. So, picture right there. I don't think it does her justice. Like, I prefer the, let's see if I can get that closer. That's as best as I can get it. The picture of her with Jewblex, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Right here, that's in Mordecai and Storm of Foes. That looks a lot better and, like, cooler and, like, actually a lot more attractive than that brown thing that was there. But on to her actual stats. What the fuck? I'm dehydrated shit. Is there water? There's water. Yes, there's water. 1 second. Open it with one hand. Sorry about that. I want to know why I cough still, even though I'm not really sick. She's a large fiend, demon, chaotic evil, has an AC of 18, which is natural armor, an average hit point of 304, 32 d10 plus 128, and an average walking speed or running speed of 30 feet. Or I guess you could say walking. She has a strength of 22 plus 6, a dexterity of 15 plus 2, constitution of 18 plus 4, intelligence of 20 plus 5, wisdom of 19 plus 4, and a charisma of 24 plus 7. Her saving throws are dexterity plus 9, constitution 11, and wisdom 11. Proficient skills are perception 11. She has resistances to cold, fire, and lightning. I'm very surprised about fire. I would say vulnerability. I would say ignore necrotic because this isn't like the standard necrotic that's like the abyssal type. I'm thinking necrosis, which is a little bit different. And damage immunities, poison, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing of non-magic weapons, plus 3 of course for me. Condition immunities, charmed, exhausted, frightened, poisoned. She has true sight up to 120 feet and a passive perception of 21. She speaks all languages and is telepathic up to 120 feet, and she has a challenge rating 23, 50,000 experience. She has innate spellcasting, and charisma is her spellcasting ability, and the spell save DC is 22. She can cast these spells with no material components at will, detect magic, locate animals or plants, and ray of sickness. 3 times a day she can cast dispel magic, ensnaring strike, entangle and plant growth, and 1 time a day etherealness and teleport. She has legendary resistance, and magic weapons. So following that, legendary resistance, if she fails a saving throw she can choose to pass it. Magic resistance, she has advantages against spells and other magic effects. Magic weapons, all melee weapon attacks are considered magical for her. Multi-attack, she can make 3 pseudopod attacks. Pseudopod does, it's a melee weapon attack, a 13 hit, a reach of 10 feet, 1 target. It's an average 15, but it's 2d8 plus 6 bludgeoning damage plus 9 2d8 poison damage. And she has the attack that's infestation spores. It can be used 3 times a day. Zuggtmoy, releases spores that burst out in a cloud that fill a 20-foot radius sphere centered on her, and it lingers for 1 minute. Any flesh and blood creature in the cloud when it appears or that enters it later must make a DC 19 Constitution saving throw. On a successful save, they can't be infected by these spores for 24 hours. On a failed save, the creature is infected with a disease called the Spores of Zuggtmoy and gains a random form of madness, determined by rolling on the Madness of Zuggtmoy table. Lasts until the creature is cured of the disease or dies. While infected in this way, it can't be reinfected. And it must repeat the saving throw at the end of every 24 hours, ending the infection on a success. On a failure, the infected creature's body is slowly taken over by fungal growth. After 3 such fails, the creature dies, is reanimated as a spore servant. If any type of creature if it's the type of creature that can be see myconids in the monster manual. I really hate sounding like I have congestion. Mind control spores. Zuggtmoy releases spores at person to out in a cloud 20 feet from her, and it lingers for 1 minute. Humanoids and beasts in the cloud when it appears or that enter it later must make a DC 19 wisdom save. On a successful save, the creature is not infected by these spores for 24 hours. On a failed save, the creature is infected with a disease called the influence of Zuggtmoy for 24 hours. While infected in this way, the creature is charmed by her and can't be reinfected. And so on a recharge of 5 or 6 on a 1d6 roll. Reaction. Protective Thrall. When Zuggtmoy, I just started like really having an issue with that, is hit by an attack, one of her creatures within 5 feet of her that is charmed by her must use its reaction to be hit instead. Legendary actions. She can take 3 actions, and it can, of course, it can only be used after anyone else's attack but hers. She can attack with her pseudopod attack, or exert will. One creature charmed by Zuggtmoy that she can see must make its reaction move up its speed as she directs, or to make a weapon attack against a target that she designates. That's all for Zuggtmoy. I actually really am not a fan of her. She's just kind of there for me. I don't have much on her, but I feel like she's actually really cool because of the sheer fact that, like, she's a fucking fungal thing. Like, that's really cool for me. It makes me think of The Last of Us, a game I never played, but it makes me think of it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe, and please comment what you would like to see me do for you guys. I'm hoping things kind of chill out here soon. As soon as I get this, we'll start my guitar video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again. I really do appreciate it. See you guys.